When you're teaching these people about the constitution, let me say the Bill of Rights, when you mention their rights, how do they feel? Like most of them, they don't think like maybe the right of the education is their right. If you mention to them and explain to them, how do they take it?
No, what is very key here, I would say we are still on that transformation, and people are transforming well, because you see, for example, now even the government of Kenya, they adopted the what do you call the transformation processes. You see, like for example, the reforms process, which was established in 20 that was 2007. That is when most of the reforms were started in the judiciary, in the prisons, in the police, the education. So the reforms mechanisms have been embraced well. And when you look at even at the university level, you see how we have expanded the university. They are just, almost every county now has a university. Most of the colleges have been transformed to universities. And so most of the Kenyans have embraced education, and I think it is, we are not going wrong. But now the problem and the challenge is, even after so many people have gone to university, they have been educated, now the job opportunity becomes the biggest challenge. So you find that some of them are giving up. That I wasted my time even with the university. I would have even gone maybe to do something else. And again, look at, for example, even the TIVET program, which has also contributed so well into, like, for example, trying to address the job creation. But again, more emphasis is required, especially by the county governments, to help, like, people understand that it is not a matter that all of us must go to university, because again, people are going to university almost like the biggest number of people, leaving just a few to go to the TIVET colleges, and whereby TIVET colleges, as we talk here, they are going to be the majority of employers, not the university. University are not going, for example, maybe to increase the job market as compared to the TIVET. So if we would probably maybe sit and interrogate that issue of how the education transformation and how it is being embraced, and especially bringing this narrative to communication with the young people, I believe for sure it's a topic, it's an idea, it's an issue that needs to be interrogated further.
Now, if I ask you about let me say the marginalized communities, when you're going to train the women or the girl child, like the Maasai, how do they take it? Like, the women are not supposed to go to school, they're not supposed to do a lot of stuff. How do they take it?
Let me say, right now we are not where we started. I can give an example of 2006, 2007, where we went to a place called Isonorua, and we had a training of about 40 people. We went there with AMREF and some other organizations. So I was one of the facilitators, and during the training we had about 30 young women, young women and girls, and about 15 men. Many of them were young men, and it was about FGM, early marriages, and menstrual hygiene. Those were the key areas that we were discussing that day. And so, and also HIV was also part of the discussion. And after the training, so we discussed and talked as many things as we could, including how those young men would support and understand their girls when they are on menses. Another problem is, after we were through the training, we were giving them some packages so that can be able maybe to go and become champions of change in their communities. So they go and train their own people and they help them understand. So we came even with the hygiene packs for them, menstrual pads and such, so that they can go and give out to their communities. We were later told that those bags, those packages, they were told, the people that we gave, they were told not to take any one of them to the villages. They should go and hide them and they should not produce them, or not even discuss about those things. It is uncouth, it is unheard of in the Maasai community. And so, and they are told that conversation even should not be taken further to the community. The community is not party to those Wazungu, you know, they are Wazungu, they call them Wazungu things. So they are not party to the Wazungu things. And so I would say this has been one of the main challenges, again, also to help these people, the marginalized, the poor members of the community, to understand where we are moving to, even why we have the new constitution, even why we have the modernization of the modern man and such. Because again, the other challenge was the issue of toilets. When you go to the Maasai land, sorry to say so, it's an area you can also probably maybe go and look at. They also don't believe going to toilets. They would tell you that if, for example, it's a pit latrine, they would tell you that that hole on the pit latrine, that there could be a snake inside, and you can be bitten by a snake while squatting there. So for that reason alone, you find them, you go and build them the toilet, and you make it so well. But imagine they are not going to go to the toilet. They will leave it there. You force them to do it, okay, they will do it, then you have it there. And secondly, the men, the Maasai men, they don't believe in, for example, going to pee to where the wife and the children have peed. So they prefer to go to the butchers, because for them they say, or they believe that it is a taboo for a woman and the children to think of a man going to poo. So those are the kind of things that we usually go through, and those are the challenges that we go through. And I believe for sure we still have some years to help them understand that this change must come. This change must be driven. This change must be realized. And by the end of the day, we are not saying that we are at zero. We are not at zero. We are still having quite a number of even the Maasai, the Sabulus that are still changing, and they are doing well, because we also have Maasai champions and Saburu champions. Especially, you see one of them like Laisula Nesuda. She's been trying so much to help us, like for example, drive those changes within the Saburu community. Here we also have our own girls like Syrian. You know, we have several girls and women that are also helping us, drive this change into our community.
So we can say, like, we are not where we used to be. At least we have moved some steps ahead, and now we need more workforce on that. Yeah. Okay. If I can ask you now, what are your future objectives, like 5 years, 3 years to come?
You see, in the history of transformation, when you read history from where we started learning about the history does not end. History is built on daily basis, and present is built by history. And so we are only trying, for example, maybe to better the history that we found, and so we are not going to stop from bettering that history. And so we are only halfway, probably maybe halfway or quarterly. So we have a long way to go, and until probably maybe someone also comes and occupies our spaces. So ours is that we are called to achieve and to help realize the objective of the Constitution 2010 and the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, and also other international and regional charters and treaties and protocols that have been signed, where Kenya, we are signatories. And we have no choice of trying, for example, to run away from them, because these are treaties, and we must ensure that we have achieved the requirements of the treaties. So, quite a number of them. When you look at, for example, the SDGs, some of them, like for example, peace and justice, it is SDG 16. You must realize, if you look at, for example, that diagrams there, it will tell you there's so many SDGs that we must help implement. And so we as organization, EPJI, CJPC, LRF and others, we are trying to implement all those SDGs. So our future is to achieve the objective, the mission and the vision that we started, because that is where we are established, that is where we are registered as an governmental organization. Thank you so much.
Now, during the implementation now of the SDGs and everything now, how do you include some people? Because you cannot walk if you are two, you walk 2, 3. How do you include people? How do you get some people to help you do whatever you're doing?
As an organization, as myself, I would say, based on your question, is that I have quite a number of people that I'm trying to help implement these SDGs and the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Like, for example, here at St. Mary's Catholic Church, I have a team of people that I trained and commissioned, one of them being Vanish Kerubo, and others, quite a number of them I have trained and commissioned. And another watching on me, she's Ngendo here, yeah, meaning she's also my authority and my believer. Last month, I trained another 16 community health workers, and all drawn from Gataka, Rongai, Ole Kasasi, Kadisi, and Matasia. And I'm training another group of 20 community health workers again, starting from end of this month, July, so that they also help us to implement. So for me, I would say, like, for example, I have almost 1,000 followers who are working in line with what we are working. So they are scattered all over the country, not only in Kajiado. When I go to Makueni, I have people I'll only make a phone call, and they are doing what we are doing. When I call Bomet, I have my people there working in Bomet. When I call Sotik, the same. When I call Nyanza, I have my people in Siaya who are also doing. I have people in Madera, Akina Muktal Dahir, they are there working in our programs. Machakos, yeah, everywhere. So we have people who are working. CJPC is all over the country, APG is all over the country.
Tunafuata nyayo hizo hizo. Now,
wow, thank you.
How do people get word, like you're starting a training for some weeks or some days? How do people know that you're starting training so that they can join?
I'm the one who recruits. Sorry to say, I'm the one who recruits. So if, for example, I've seen a gap somewhere in a certain community, through community gatekeepers. I don't know whether you know community gatekeepers. Those are the key important people that exist within a community. So you go to them and ask them, you have seen a gap somewhere. Have you seen this gap? So if the gap is children, you've seen some children who are not going to school. If the gap is prostitution, you've seen, maybe teen prostitution, which is quite common nowadays. So you go to community gatekeepers. Community gatekeepers do not have other title, but to be able to see they talk, they talk a lot, and they are listened to by the community, and mostly they are not even learned, but they know things. So when you go through these people, you'll be able to identify the gap. They're going to support you, even to mobilize and help you establish even where you can do the training, and even help you, like, for example, access the chief, access the ward administrators and other government people whom you must come together with, so that can be able maybe to implement that agenda.
Well, now, according to your organization now, do you have any source of funding? Like, how do you run your organization?
Right now we don't have any source of funding. We are supported by members of the public, like you and the other person. Normally, when we get some kids, there are people who appreciate our service sometimes, or supports our efforts. They come and probably maybe donate some materials, even books, even posters, flyers. Others give some few coins to develop some of the products, some of the documentaries and such. But in terms of having a donor, we are still in the process of identifying one. We have written quite a number of proposals, and we hope all will be well within some time.
Well, we're praying for that, to get a donor for you, like, to help our community, our society to go on. Now, what are your final remarks about the community achievements and whatever people can do to engage in what you're doing in the community and the society at large?
My call and my biggest concern, and what I would call for, there is what we call social apathy, and there is also what we call social ignorance, which is a huge problem in this society. It is even being said out there that if you want a Kenyan not to know something, just write it. And so we have a phobia for reading. Many Kenyans avoid, and even I don't know whether I use the word hate, they hate reading. If only we had some people who could develop a culture of reading. And this goes even to the universities. Most of the university students, they are not passing because of reading. Many of them. they are passing just by the way, because you even interview a university graduate and you wonder, hello, are we together really? Are we in the same line really? And so I feel, and I would urge, if only we can develop that culture of reading, because first of all, we are in the elections period 2022. Ask people, when you talk about informed choices, ask people how many of them even knows who is being elected for what position, because of what qualities, and because of what characters. Like one thing I've always asked myself, we have chapter 6 of the Constitution, we have article 10 of the Constitution about the national values, but you find that most of the areas that you go to elect leaders, we get people who cannot deliver anything. We get people who are just out there hungry and greedy just to go and get opportunities of becoming the demigods of their regions and their people. What they were elected to go and perform in the assemblies, whether national or the county assembly or even at the Senate, they never deliver to their mandate. And yet you look at, for example, the mechanisms of even putting them on check. Like when you go to Article 104, where it was well stipulated that within 4 years, it shall be expedited to ensure that these people they are going to, they say they will have a right of recalling their non-performing leaders. But today, look at it. It has never been implemented. So one thing I'm calling, and I would like, for example, maybe to urge all Kenyans, can we learn first of all to love our country, to be patriotic, and by being patriotic is getting that information that we require. We must get to learn our country. We must get to defend our country and jealously defend our country. And we cannot jealously defend our country when we are ignorant and when we don't know. So we must learn our rights. Let's get to know what is the patterns of me, because for example, there's so many millions that are getting lost every other day. It is getting lost because me and you and the other person there, we have no business with what the money that is getting lost. Yet it is our money. We have all the mechanisms of recording and apprehending this money so that can be accounted for. But then, for various reasons, and especially that ignorance component of our culture, because we are too busy in our own things, I think it is going to get us into a very dangerous situation if you are not going to be very careful. And so I would call upon peaceful elections, because this country belongs to all of us. We need it after elections. Let us go and vote for credible people, people that are God-fearing, people that love their country, people that are patriotic, and people that are going to perform. So let us be on check, and let us know whom are we going to vote for. And again, let everybody, let no one, not even one person, injure the other person as a result of elections. We'd rather think of something else, but injuring or hurting or even insulting another person because of political alignment or political inclination, then this is one of the most heinous, unimaginable, uncouth, and barbaric behavior of a human person. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Brian. I'm still learning the Constitution. Now, about leaders, that brings me to you on Friday, and I guess some 3 days to come, you are having kind of a summit about leadership or leaders. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, again, let me allow me to call upon the citizens of Kajiado County and especially Kajiado North. Know your people, know your leader initiative, which is called Nelly. Know Your Leader Initiative is a project and program that has been formed by APG and Cora, that is Christian Watangwai Organization. Then we have Action Now Kenya. We also have Nairobi Chapel Church. We also have Sitam Church, Ongatanungai and Gong. We have come together and we have come up with a platform which we are now calling Know Your Leader Initiative. We are having debates. Last Friday we had debates for Ongatanungai Ward MCS. Today we are going to have a forum for Kajiado North MPs debate, that is a sit and gong. Next Friday we shall be having MCS debates for Gaimurunya Ward, and the other Friday we shall be having another debates for MCS or Kerry Ward, all coordinated by our team. All this we have organized so that we can be able maybe to help our people, the citizens of this republic, and those wards to go and see who are their leaders. They are able, like, for example, to judge from what they see and what they are going to be promised. They shall be launching their manifesto. They are taking out the legend through that manifesto, and so that we believe by so doing, helping them to see and feel and also interrogate their leaders, they are able to make maybe better informed choices when they will be going to vote for their leaders than before, when people used to elect for people they don't know. But again, we have another apathy that I saw last Friday that not many people turned up, but we are hoping this one is going to change, and probably maybe going to have more people attending to the ones that are remaining. But we are here to welcome each and every participant. Let us be democratic. Let us be patriotic to our country, and let us be called by, let us be called to be the owners of this country and to be the owners of our own destiny. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Brian, and surely you're doing a good job in our community, in our society as a whole. Now, Kenya sasa tuchangamke, let's be peaceful during the election period, and let's maintain peace and unity. Thank you.